So a big question that I get a lot is, what food do I feed my pet shrimps? And I personally like feeding the Aquatic Arts sinking pellets because, well, most shrimp that I've had seem to like this stuff. They can smell it pretty quickly and go right towards it. Right now they're kind of just eating up that nom right there. These are crystal reds. And if I go over to a different species of shrimp, these are my pumpkin orange. They like going after the nom. These are my jade greens. They appear to like the nom. My Bloody Mary reds. They like it. My dream blues. I gotta clean the algae off of this glass, but yeah, they like it. Granted, these shrimp are all the same species. But they're not the same species as my crystal reds, but, you know, most invertebrates, I've even had panther crabs that love this stuff. I've had crayfish that love this stuff. Don't have crayfish or panther crabs at the moment. The only shrimp that I have that won't eat them, and honestly, these guys won't eat any manufactured food at all, are my Washy shrimp. These guys are very hard to feed. They just kind of feed on biofilm and algae. They're not good at eating pellet food, and I've never seen or heard of any particular pellet food that they will eat. Powdered foods are your best bet for these guys. My rabbit snails also seem to really like the sinking food pellets. So on the tank that I do have rabbit snails in, they seem to go after it, although I don't feed the rabbit snails all that often because they are very slow-moving creatures. But that being said, yeah, Aquatic Arts sinking pellets for a little over $10. You get a supply that'll last you easily a year, even with all these shrimp. I only really need to feed maybe one pellet per day at the most. That being said, other foods that I do feed, so there's Bacter AE, which this is really about growing biofilm, which is a natural source of food for shrimps. And then I also have Shrimp Fit. So anytime I have a situation where I feel like the shrimps aren't doing so hot, a little bit of Shrimp Fit does help. It helps boost their immune system. This is a powdered food. There's also from Glass Garden, I believe that's how it's pronounced. I could be wrong. They also have baby shrimp food, which is, again, a powder type food that you might want to try. Good stuff from Glass Garden. Definitely some of the more popular things out there. That being said, you know, shrimp aren't all that picky. You could just drop a frozen sweet pea in here, and I bet the shrimp would go after that. Crayfish absolutely love frozen sweet peas. I've never met a crayfish that did not love a frozen sweet pea. Same thing goes for prawns. So I used to have Macrobrachium rosenbergi, which is the giant freshwater river prawn. I don't have them anymore because one prawn would be, when they're full grown, would be from here to about here, and this is a 10-gallon tank. That's one prawn. They're not tiny creatures. They are the biggest of the Macrobrachium genus. So, you know, they require massive tanks. That was a long time ago that I used to keep them, but I've since really just moved on to keeping dwarf species. But, yeah. They nom nom on the nom all day long.